Let's design the Galactic line. I haven't done very many YouTube updates recently because I've been mostly active over on Twitch, but it's worth doing some YouTube updates. I've been working on the game itself. I'm done with prototypes and it's time to make the game. And that's been a slog because it mostly features things like UI elements and stuff, so you know, how much fun can you have with that? But you can build ships now, and they get automatically named. Here you can see one of the ship types, and you can see that it's already got LOD. You can see some of it popping in as we look. Cameras work fine. And they have a crew, and they have a mission that's going on. But this ship is very, very small. This is what's called a small ship, for obvious reasons. And basically, small ships are too small to really operate very far from a base. You wouldn't take this into orbit on its own. It would have to dock at a space station or operate from a carrier or something like that, because the only place people can sit is right here, and there's really, you'd never be able to take your suit off. There's no place for you to eat. You'd get pretty hungry pretty quick. Still, it's a pretty nice looking ship, if I say so. Let me show you the prototype for the kind of ship that you're going to actually want to use. Oh, I forgot. I haven't built a way for you to back out of that. Okay, it's not right-click. There it is. So we'll build this other one, the Blumpo. This one is substantially larger. So if we take a look at it, it's also named randomly, the Tin Mother. And the camera doesn't do auto-scaling yet, but you can already see that this isn't quite as detailed as the other ship is. I'm still working on it. However, this one is modeled after the old 60s sci-fi serials, like 12 to the Moon and all of those. But it's built to be vaguely real feeling, rather than completely fake. And I wanted to use that appearance while keeping some of the realism, at least some, as much as I could with this kind of appearance. Since it's the first kind of ship you're likely to build, I wanted it to look fun and iconic, but still give you a good taste of the sort of things that you'd be working on later. So because it doesn't have a gravity generator, this would be its primary source of quote-unquote gravity, and the rest of the time you'd be in 0G. There are lots of components stacked up here. You can see that we've got a thruster, we've got some heat sink fins, we've got an entry port, we got some fuel tanks, batteries, batteries and fuel cells. We've got cargo stowage, we've got a place for people to sleep, command module, and a piloting chair. And all of these have mock-ups on the inside as well, but everything is still just mocked up. It's not nearly as detailed as the other class of ships that you saw. Not yet. So you can see if I come in here, we've got a ladder leading up, and if we look, the ladder goes all the way up, see? So you can go through all of these, and they have, each one has its own cap that can be lowered on, but this is just blocked in. That's not how it'll look in the long run, because you actually use a different mesh for the interiors, and it gets overlaid onto a special camera, so you would never see this mock-up except for through the windows. But if we go up here, this would be the power hub, where you've got your fuel cells and your batteries, and a little bit of heat sink maybe. This is our cargo area, where you can just open up these and grab cargo. Here we've got our generic rooms, which feature two multi-purpose rooms. Usually you have one for exercising and one for sleeping, and a bathroom just for kicks. Nothing in it yet, though. As I said, these are just mock-ups. And then, of course, we've got a command station with tape decks and chairs and computers the size of rooms. And then here we have our command area, where you'd go over here, you'd lie down on this, and you'd fly your ship. Now, the ship has a lot of other options. It's got longer wings, it's got landing legs, although at T0, I can't imagine you'd want to land at very many places because the fuel is pretty expensive. It's got sensor rigs and so on and so forth. But I thought I'd show you the sort of thoughts I have on the matter. Now, obviously, this ship is just nowhere near as nice as our other ship, the Wi-Fi. I got some problems with the UI here, don't I? Oh, it looks like the ship has a collision problem. We'll just delete you. There we are. So this ship, as you can see, it just feels higher quality, and that's because it's got a lot more density to it. And it'll be a little while before I can bring the ships into parity in terms of how nice they look. Also, this ship isn't T0. It's actually T0 with some T1. So it's a little bit higher tech. If you'd like to see more updates, you should head on over to Twitch and follow me there. The reason that I'm not updating on YouTube very much more, you know, I've really cut back on the number of YouTube updates. YouTube has been getting steadily more obnoxious, and it's been bothering me more and more. Recently, they've been putting ads for games in the descriptions of my videos, and there's no way to stop them. Because what happens is if you say that a video is gaming, then it will automatically pick a game and say that the video is about that game, and then put a big link to it in the description of your video in order to be an ad for their new YouTube gaming service. That really bothers me. It bothers me a whole lot. So it's really making me cringe. And I can't make it not do that. The only thing I can do is change all of my video categories over to maybe how-to instead of gaming. But if I do that, I have to do it one by one, and I have 900 videos. So it's annoying. So head over to Twitch if you want to catch me in a better mood.